Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So I'm sure many of you have played games before where the gameplay is not that great, but the graphics are really cool and, it just keeps you intrigued, it keeps you playing. Well, I found a hidden gem of a little game the other day that I just kept playing it because I just was so enamored by this graphical filter that they applied to it. It's probably really simple, it's probably, just like a super easy thing to include in the game, but it really made it stand out. And just so you know, I don't know the developers of this game. I just found it on the iOS store, and I just thought it looked so cool that I had to share it with you guys. And I also wanted to use this video as a way to kind of point out problems I found with the game and ways the developer can improve it, because I think this game has great potential to be awesome in the future. So if you're an 80s kid or you are a fan of old VHS tapes, you have to check out this game, Vector Fury, on the iOS, that mimics an old VHS tape from the 80s. Wow, with a title screen this awesome, how could you not want to play this game? Now, yes, it is a very simplistic, sort of endless flight game where you're just trying to dodge obstacles, but oh my god, I don't know what it is, guys. The graphical filter that just makes it look like it's running on an old VHS player paired with vector graphics and this sort of synth techno 80s music. There's just something about this game that I love. Now, unfortunately, this game is not finished. Okay, as you'll see here, this part of the game actually is not even, something must have happened in the coding right before they launched this game onto the App Store, because the hit detection on these purple blocks, you can pass right through them. Everything else seems to work okay, but those have a problem. But just look at this. It looks like Tron come to life. And I just want to say one thing, because I'm watching this back on my computer. The game looks so much better on the iPad. There's just something that's lost in the filter once it makes a transition into screen capture and putting it on the computer. It doesn't look quite as good because there's a lot of of the bleeding between the lines of the vectors and just the staticky. It really looks like it's a VHS tape when you're playing it on the iPad. Now, this game is free to download, which thankfully is a good thing because it's very buggy, it's not complete, so if you had to pay money for this right now, you'd probably be disappointed, but, oop, there I crashed. And try and beat my record, by the way, 9,149. I'm sure you can, just give it a few tries. But the reason why I'm making this video is for the developer, because I have a few recommendations, because I think they have a great game, potentially a great game on their hands here. Okay, so first of all, the controls are really stiff. As you can see, the ship moves really slow. You just tap left and right to go back and forth and dodge the obstacles, but it moves really slow. When you first play the game, you might think you're doing something wrong, but you're not. The ship actually does move that slow. And sometimes, towards the end, as you'll see, I always crash into the green walls because the ship just moves so freaking slow. Second of all, the game is free because it's supposed to support banner ads, and if you see on the bottom that white bar, that's not a glitch or anything. It's supposed to be where the banners are, but they're not showing. And be very careful not to click that if you decide to download and play this game, because you'll actually crash the app, which you don't want to do. It'll freeze the app up, so just make sure that your thumbs are sort of towards the middle of the screen. Second of all, the game needs more music. I mean, the techno-y, synthy music goes really great. The title theme is awesome. The in-game music is great, but it loops a lot, and I would just love to hear, unless I haven't made it far enough to kind of hear a new track, but there needs to be more music eventually. Maybe after you hit like a certain threshold, the music changes. Another thing, we need some form of leaderboards, maybe, please release a paid version of this app for $1 or $2 and just let us play without ads, without problems. But anyway, this is just a quick video that I wanted to do to highlight just how awesome a filter can make a game. Like just the VHS filter alone sort of has me captivated by this game, and I've been playing this quite a bit on and off for the past day or so. So hopefully you guys check this out, and hopefully you enjoyed my little preview here of Vector Fury on the iOS.